Welcome, everyone, to our GCEC Virtual Connection Series, our webinar here for February 2026. We're excited to hear about marketing efforts today and evangelizing across your campus. I've got a few announcements I'm going to make, but while I'm doing that, I encourage you to follow the prompts here on the screen. Drop in the chat. What marketing tactic or specific channel has been most effective at your center? I know there's a lot of creative things going on around the country and around the world with different entrepreneur centers. So tell us what specific things have worked for you. I know at Georgetown University, giving out t-shirts is always helpful for us. That's one of our tricks to get attention. So that's just one idea. Drop your ideas in the chat. And we'll come back to those a little bit later. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Again, my name is Jeff Reed. I'm the Director of Entrepreneurship Initiatives at Georgetown University and a longtime member of GCEC. Absolutely love this community. We've got a lot of great things going on in GCEC. Before our webinar kicks off, I want to share a little bit about what we're doing. Upcoming in July is the GCEC Global Summit. This is the second time our organization has done one of these summits, and we're excited this year to be going to Sao Paulo, Brazil. So registration is now open, and we are accepting applications for people who want to be presenting at the conference in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So I know I'm planning to be there. Should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to learn so much more. That's coming up in July. And as I mentioned, those applications are open now. The GCEC
projected
annual conference is going to be in October. We do have dates now, October 15 through 17 in Tallahassee, Florida. So that's the GCEC major annual conference.
I was just looking at this.
Probably missing a meeting right now.
Somebody's out there chatting. So the Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship. So that's a great conference coming up at Florida State. So thank you guys for hosting this year. That's another one I look forward to. We also have a certificate program led by the Stockholm School of Entrepreneurship. This is a 5-week program starting in March. You can read more about it at the website there. Maybe Katie or someone could drop that in the chat, drop the link there. But this is an amazing program, a great way to learn more and get certified as an entrepreneurship educator. Pretty cool program. All right. And one more announcement. About a month from now, we will have our next Virtual Connections webinar. And at that session, Elisa Grossman from the University of Southern California will share the results. We're going to talk about all of you, all of our members who have been filling out the survey around the entrepreneurship education, the state of entrepreneurship education. So we've been surveying our members, and Professor Grossman has been tabulating and analyzing the results, and she'll share those results with us. So we'll get to kind of learn, do some benchmarking there based on that data. All right, a lot of fun stuff going on. Now I'm going to turn it over for today's topic. It's going to be led by Director Judy Isles of the amazing Papa John Center for Entrepreneurship at Iowa State University. I can tell you, I saw Judy and her team present at the GCEC conference in Calgary, and you're going to hear a lot of great information. I loved what I learned that day, and I'm looking forward to hearing about it again today. So with that, I'm going to pull down my screens and turn it over to Judy and her team. Over to you, Judy.
All right, Daddy. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Everybody can hear me okay? Yes. And I can't see anybody once I have the screen shared, so this will be fun and interesting. Well, if you attended GCEC, this is the same session we gave, so if you've already watched this, you get the same thing, or if you're new, we're glad to have you join us. We are on a large campus, and we find it challenging to try to market to these students that change over all the time. So we're happy to share with you today some of the things that we do, and look forward to the Q&A so we can also learn from the rest of you. So as a little bit of background, Iowa State University, we have a little over 30,000 students. We have students that come from across our
Judy.
state. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Can everyone see her screen, or
just her, not her slide?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you'll need to share your.
Okay, hold on. Trying to hit the buttons well. Let's try that again. Now, do you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I still can't see anybody, but okay. Is it the right screen? Full screen?
It's showing preview.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
We're seeing presenter mode.
Sorry.
It's all right.
All the
Fun
tests,
stuff.
all the testing that we do to make sure this works, right? This over. Oh, goodness. I can maybe, let's see if I move this over to.
We can see your screen now.
Yeah, but you're seeing the next slide too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It won't let me move it over.
No, you're using Windows, which I'm less familiar with, but there's a way to switch the mode from presenter mode to slideshow.
Down at the bottom, there's a little, go down to put your cursor at the bottom there somewhere.
At the number? Here.
You see,
No?
wait a minute.
Wait. Oh, display settings here. Swap. There. Did that do it?
No, down at the bottom of your.
Yes.
All good.
Yes.
Okay.
You
That
got
did
it.
it, right? Okay.
Thanks everybody for
Sorry.
helping.
Thank you. Okay, try again. You see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So Iowa State University, a little over 30,000 students. We have 7 academic colleges. So we have a College of Business, Design, Engineering, Liberal Arts and Sciences, Health and Human Sciences, Veterinary Medicine, Engineering, if I didn't say that. We have everything but a medical school, but they're spread out all over the place, and it's really hard to reach students, and that's what today's session is about. Just a little background, the Papa John's Center for Entrepreneurship, we are not pizza. We are not named after pizza. We are one of 5 centers that were established by John Papa John in 1996. So I think Dana Roop's on here from Iowa. There are 5 institutions across the state that all have the same name, which is pretty unique. But here at Iowa State, when we started our center, mission on day one was cross-campus entrepreneurship program 30 years ago. That was kind of new. Challenging. It's still challenging, but that was our goal, and that was led by the deans of several of our colleges wanting to work together. So the first thing we did was launch an interdisciplinary entrepreneurship minor. We now also have a major, a grad certificate in entrepreneurship, a master's degree, and a PhD. So it's grown over the 30 years. Again, lots of students across campus that we're trying to reach as they rotate in and out of our campus. Back in the early days, we established a network of entrepreneurship leaders. The new name of that is Start Something. These would be faculty members that came from each of the colleges that had some interest in entrepreneurship or had been an entrepreneur or were teaching something that was entrepreneurship related. And so we kind of gathered as an informal lunch to have a conversation about how do we do this across campus. That became a formal committee that still exists today. And so we meet once or twice a semester to oversee the academic programs, share programs, and there's a lot of really nice cross-disciplinary teaching that's going on now because of that network. Our role at the Center for Entrepreneurship is to really lead that cross-campus network. Our goal is to touch all the students. We work with faculty as well. We work with the community, but our real area is really on experiential learning and then helping businesses as they create. We're often asked how big is your team? So I have a team of 10 full-time employees. You're going to meet those top 3 people there, me and Jean and Lindsay. Jean actually has a history with the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization. So she worked at UIC when CEO was kind of beginning and ran that national conference and really directs all of our programs and events. Lindsay, you'll hear from today, is our communications person, and she and Tim beside her do a lot of our communications and marketing and work very closely together. And then we have the rest of the team. Saiba's Lab is our student consulting program. Megan runs our summer accelerator and really does a lot of the one-on-ones with our student ventures. And then Peter and Hannah are with our startup factory, our venture mentoring service, and our go-to-market accelerator. We also have about 30 students, some interns, and then several student consultants, and 3 entrepreneurs in residence. And we are all responsible for marketing what we do here at the center. Just to highlight just some of the programs we do that probably look very similar to the things that you do on your campuses, but weekend challenges, food insecurity, innovation. We do a fall pitch competition that's really open to any student. And we do a unique college by college pitch off. So we just won an award last week at USASB for this co-curricular program. Knowing that the messaging for different students in different majors is different. You can't use the word entrepreneurship in the College of Design. They want to hear creativity and innovation, et cetera. So we really designed a program where we would go to each college and get each of them to compete amongst their peers, and then we bring the winners together to do a college finale. And so that was one way to reach out and get students from all these different disciplines comfortable competing in our programs. We have a summer accelerator for students, mostly undergrad, but we do accept grad students. Startup Factory is for grad students, faculty, and researchers and alumni that are launching scalable companies. Next weekend, we'll host the Mind to Market case competition, which is a live case. So we bring MBA teams from across the country. Maybe some of you are on this call. I won't tell you what the case is this year. And they will come in and compete, meet a real founder, see the technology, and work on cases. We have an entrepreneur club, a Sigma Nu Tau chapter. We partner in our community to do 1 million cups, and a lot of programs. So a lot of very diverse programs. We've always said that you can do all these things, but it's a menu. And some students just want an appetizer. Some students want the full course. Some students just want a dessert. So you have to have a diverse set of programs because they're all attracted to something different. And of course, there are those students that do everything, and we love them because they have a very good chance of actually launching a venture at our institution. So it's challenging to reach 30,000 students across all 7 colleges. To add to it, we are 2 miles from campus. So we're at this really great research park that's 550 acres and a beautiful building, but we are not next to our students. And that adds just an extra level of challenge for us. In 2020, we built a new student innovation center. $87 million facility, 5 stories, 9 maker spaces, really, really cool. No office space in the building. It's all for students. So we have 1,500 square feet in the building, but not enough to actually office there. And then we look at how do we reach students, and the best way keeps changing. So a few years ago, students don't read email. Today, they're telling us they read email. They're done with social media, or they're into social media, or they want this platform. And so it's constantly changing, and we're always trying to figure out the best way to reach these students. And then, of course, the students come and go all the time. So there's this constant turnover of what we do with our students. We had some fun stuff happen when President Winterstein, she was a dean at our ag college, became our president. We like to say she was our secret weapon because she really embraced entrepreneurship and innovation, and not only supported it, but really branded all of the work that we do in a really, really big way, which was awesome. So her overall brand was Innovated Iowa State. And then she wanted the students that were in these different entrepreneurship programs in our colleges to be connected. So she would say, I want a student in ag to say, hey, I'm in the Start Something program in the ag college, and an engineering student say, I'm in the program at the engineering college. And so she stole from us our Start Something, our marketing tool, and branded the entire university with Start Something. But it's been really cool because it really brought a lot of attention to being able to start something on campus. And again, it doesn't say entrepreneurship, but it invites students to just come in and try something and start something. She has since retired, so January 1st was her last day. Our new president starts on Monday, and we hope he will be as enthusiastic about entrepreneurship as President Winterstein was. Good news is he may show up at our college pitch-off finale on Monday, so that would be a really good start. We've had some success, and we love our GCEC awards, any of the rankings that we get, but this doesn't happen with just us. This is truly a cross-campus effort that gets us to these rankings and these awards. Everybody on campus is involved, and we are these group of 10 out off of campus trying to reach 30,000 students, and we rely on all those partners and networks, and that's, I think, how we've had some really good success. I'm going to let Lindsay and Jean tell you about some of the really fun things we've done to try to reach students. We've got a couple of videos, so we hope those will go a little more smoothly than me trying to share my screen and talk about how we market and communicate to our students.
Yes, so as Judy has reiterated many times, marketing is a challenge, and she's touched on how it's challenging to market to the students here on campus. But we have additional audiences that we have to be mindful of as well. So we're marketing to staff, faculty, community members, alumni, all of those people. And, you know, everyone responds differently to different marketing materials. So it's a heavy lift. And we find that there's really no way to set and forget a lot of this stuff. As much as I would love for that to be the case, it is constantly getting ourselves out in front of people with our physical materials and then also with our physical bodies, which Jean will talk about as well. But a few things that you'll see on this page are some of the marketing materials that we're currently creating. Right-hand corner on the left there is a flyer that we create. Of course, I'm sure you all do this, but we're still creating physical flyers and physical marketing materials for all of the events that we have. And we go through flyer distribution services here on campus so that those are dispersed to all of the individual colleges where they see fit. Those are going out about 6 weeks out from any events that we're doing so that we have lots of time for students to get registered. Of course, we are on social media. We have social media platforms for the Papa John Center specifically, but then also for a couple of the main programs that we do. So we have platforms specifically for the Startup Factory and for SciBiz Lab as well, because those audiences are a little bit different. But we're getting things out on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So definitely heavy on those. What we're noticing is that students respond best to seeing themselves in our materials, right? So we are really trying to focus on student spotlight stories or startups that are spinning out of our programs and making sure that we are heavily promoting those stories so that the students can say, okay, I've seen someone in my position who is just a full-time student who's also pursuing a business. They're obviously seeing that it's accessible to them. So that's really what we try and focus on in our social media efforts. Another huge thing we do, of course, is newsletters. And this is something I thought students wouldn't be responding well to anymore because of just such an influx of emails coming in. But one of the newsletters I'll talk about here in a second, the Start Something Digest, it's our biggest newsletter. Over the last year, it had 79.21% open rate on average and a 60% click rate on average, which we were really happy with those numbers and really proved to me that this is an essential element of our marketing that we need to continue on. So as you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner there, we have Entrebold, which is our monthly newsletter. The audience for that is faculty, staff, alumni, community members, some parents even. And this one really just does a recap of the month prior. What have we been doing at the Papa John Center? What student successes and company successes have we seen? This is where we promote community events that are not just specific to students and just really making sure that we're top of mind for donors, alumni who are seeing this newsletter. Start Something Digest is a bi-weekly newsletter, and this one goes out to all of the students on campus. And we have the luck of having support from the registrar's office. So every semester I reach out to the registrar. They send me a full list of registered students at Iowa State. So it's about 30,000 students on that list that I get to import into MailChimp, and they automatically receive that newsletter. So that's been a huge support to us to get the word out about what we're doing. But that, like I said, is bi-weekly. So that shares, what events we have coming up in the next 2 weeks, plenty of opportunities for them to register for those events. And then this is also where we really spotlight our students so that they can see what their peers are doing and potentially see themselves in the news as well. And that is the one that those statistics came from about the open rate and the click rate. So our students are responding really well to seeing that newsletter. And then we also do a quarterly newsletter for the Startup Factory and SciBiz Lab as well. And that one is really to keep those programs top of mind for alumni or companies who may have interacted with those programs in the past, to give them opportunities to come back and interact with the program again, whether that's through mentoring or volunteering or donating, all of those different opportunities. And for SciBiz Lab to encourage them to maybe come back and do another project with us. And then another huge thing I do specifically is write tons of stories throughout the year. Like I said, spotlighting students and companies. And this is a really great way that even once our students are out of our programs, we get to continue to support them by keeping track of them, writing stories and saying, here's what they're continuing to do beyond our programming. So it's just a great way that we get to continue supporting our students as well and drive our marketing efforts. So one of the big things we do during the summer is SciStarters, and we have a video and story element that we do for every single student that's in that program. And this is a big project for us, but it is the best way that we can promote these students and their businesses and what they're doing. The colleges love to share these stories about their students, so we're sending them out to the individual colleges that they're in so they can incorporate them in their newsletters and their marketing efforts as well. And this is, of course, really great for us at the end of the year when we're pulling together our impact report, which is another marketing element. But we have then this robust, backlog of stories that we can just grab from and drop them in because we've had so many opportunities to highlight great successes throughout the year. What Judy's going to show you on the next slide here is just an example of a social media video that we put out on Instagram promoting one of the pitch competitions that we did last year.
Hi, my name is Peter Evangelizing. I'm College of Engineering.
My name is Shakil.
I'm Olivia Burrow, Anastasia Mealy.
My name is Mia Nichols, and I'm the owner and founder of Cellarcrep Food Trailer.
My business is Amarium.
My idea is Business and Bloom.
My idea is Intentional App.
We are Laying We Are. And I chose to pitch this because I wanted an experience that would get me out of my comfort zone.
To get more brand awareness and to get feedback.
I decided to pitch this year because I think it's a good idea to always try to become an entrepreneur.
Competition is definitely a great chance for students to pitch about their ideas.
I'm Ryan Ringer, a senior political science student, and my business is Across the Aisle News.
We're here with Scene Speak, and we decided to pitch today because there's never a bad day to start a new idea.
All right, so yeah, we're lucky enough. Tim is my marketing counterpart, and he is really great with video, so he gets to create some fun things that our students love to see. But just I'll touch on this really quick. Judy kind of already has, but I think a huge reason we've seen a lot of success across people receiving the Papa John Center well is our cross-campus collaboration. So we have a lot of different partners that we're working with. She talked about the e-leaders who, are an individual within each college. I get to directly share all of our marketing materials out to those people, and they are making sure that they're getting in front of the students who will really receive them well. So it kind of creates a nice pipeline for us where they can share our marketing materials, and they're also pushing some of the best students in their programs back to our programs. And so it's just a great partnership there. We also are constantly in communication with the campus communicators. So people like me who are in each of the colleges, we're sharing marketing materials out to them. And the best way I've found that they respond to this is by making it not a heavy lift for them to share our materials. So I am providing the flyers, these social media posts, the digital signage, all formatted appropriately so they can just grab it from our email, drop it into their materials, whether that's a newsletter or on their social media, and then it's good to go. So it's not a heavy lift on their end, and they receive it really well and are quick to share our information out, which is great. And then they're, like I said, also reaching out to us. On the other hand, when they see us promote one of their students, they want to grab that story and share it. So we're always making sure if we're talking about a student from one of the specific colleges in our marketing materials, we're tagging that college so that it pops up on their end. They see that we're promoting their students and they want to get involved as well. We're also oftentimes getting into the university strategic communications and ISU news service. So I'm making sure I'm sending stories their way, inviting them to come to our events so that they can cover them if they choose to do so, which a lot of times they do. I think usually we have the news service at our College by College finale and different things like that. So they're excited about it and want to cover it as well. But oftentimes not without a prompt from me to say, hey, this event is coming up. You might want to be here because it's going to be great. And then, like Judy said, we're out in the research park. So we're off campus, which makes it so we get to be connected to the Small Business Development Center, Economic Development and Industry Relations. And they're all really receptive to sharing out our community events that might be helpful to the entrepreneurs that they're also interacting with. So last kind of thing, as we've been saying this whole time, marketing is a heavy lift, high turnover on students and people who are in our programs. And so unfortunately, unfortunately, I guess, is that, like I said, no set and forget. We have to be constantly pushing at each of these elements, making sure that people are remembering us, inviting them up to our events, and we have seen success with it. So we'll continue to do that. And I will pass it over to Jean here.
Thanks, Lindsay. Yeah, great. So yeah, we reach the students too where they are at on campus. So we are constantly tabling at all the different campus events, welcoming the new students, prospective students. So whether it's summer orientation or the beginning of the year kickoff events where thousands of students are coming through, we'll tent it up and have a lot of fun things for the students to do. So we participate in all of those full campus activities with the students. We also offer office hours in the Student Innovation Center, again, to make sure that we're at where the students are on campus there. So Megan in our office is kind of our entrepreneur expert, and she meets with students one-on-one with set office hours on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and pretty much Thursdays now also. We also partner with the different departments when they have tabling events. So like ISU athletics, we will participate in that and try to reach the athletes on campus, letting them know too that they have an opportunity to start businesses. And then class visits. This is a really big project for us. And basically, we do class visits at the beginning of each semester in the fall and the spring. I reach out to probably close to 500 classes that somehow touch or part of the entrepreneurship programming, and invite the faculty to allow us to come into their classroom for a real quick 5 minutes to just introduce the students to our resources. We've heard too many times of seniors and grad students who are leaving campus saying, I wish I would have known more about your center and what you have to offer. So that's why we try to reach them sooner and do these class visits. So like I said, there's usually about 500 on this list. I'll get anywhere from 100 to 300 classes replying back saying, yes, you can come in and present. So some of our student interns help me with this, and some of our staff members. And we go in, again, we're kind of understanding what the students are resonating with, and being lectured to is not it. So our great marketing team, Tim and Lindsay, put together a video that encompasses our important messaging that we want to get across within that quick 5 minutes, because the faculty don't really want to give us more time than that, understandably. So we have this video, I think is the next slide, that we play at the...
Have you ever had a big idea but didn't know how to bring it to life? Since 1996, the Iowa State University Papa John's Center for Entrepreneurship has been helping students, alumni, faculty, and the community turn big ideas into real businesses. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. We help students from every college on campus, no matter their major or minor. Here's the question: how well do Iowa State students know the Papa John's Center for Entrepreneurship? Well, let's find out.
What do you call the process of turning a big idea into a real business or project that creates value or solves a problem? Is it A, invention, B, management, C, entrepreneurship, or D, freelancing?
C. I'm going to say C. I think it's entrepreneurship.
That is correct. What do we do at the Papa John Center for Entrepreneurship?
You guys have programs, mentorship, office hours.
They host a lot of pitch competitions.
It's a big hub for students to be creative with their own businesses, essentially.
They do a lot.
The Papa John Center has the resources to help you take your ideas from just a thought to something real. Whether it's a tech startup, nonprofit, side hustle, or something else entirely. We have the tools and programs to help you learn, launch, and grow. From funding opportunities and mentorship to our summer accelerator and pitch competitions. If you've ever thought, could I actually build this? Our answer is yes, and we'll help you do it, all for free.
True or false, you have to be a business major to participate in the Papa John Center programs.
False.
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 That is false. What is the name of the Iowa State program that allows students to have real-world experience solving problems for companies?
That would be SciBizLab. Real world access to the businesses and even academia here on campus. And it's just a great way to expand your skill set overall.
And you get paid, right?
And good snacks.
Name one pitch competition the Papa John Center hosts in the fall.
It's like an innovation.
Isn't this the fall startup?
Food insecurity. Pitch off?
We have the Fall Startup Pitch Competition, the Innovation Prize, and we also have a Food Insecurity Challenge.
Every fall, we host 3 pitch competitions plus various workshops and events designed to help you grow your entrepreneurial toolkit. The best part? You have the chance to win money for pitching your ideas. Since 2020, we have awarded over $1.2 million in prize money to students all across campus. This money is non-dilutive, meaning it's not a loan and we're not taking any ownership of your ideas. Your ideas are yours. We're just here to help you make them happen.
What even is a pitch?
Proposal. A preview of what your idea is. And
Getting your business idea across and why it's viable.
Basically, telling the problem, giving the solution, and how you are working to advance that solution. Thankfully, if this sounds intimidating, we do have pitch workshops that will help you through the process.
Yay!
What is the name of the Summer Accelerator program that pays Iowa State students to work on their startups full-time?
It's SciStarters. That's easy.
It's a great program.
It's like interning in your own business because they pay you like $6,500 for the whole summer. Why should you swing by at office hours at the Papa John Center?
So that you can learn how to better your pitch and how to further your business ideas.
I mean, if you have a business or you want to start one, I'm sure they're the best people to talk to, right?
We can help you with all that and so much more. You can find me, Megan, at the Student Innovation Center, room 3233. If you have questions about starting a business, are looking for ways to get involved, or just want to chat about your idea, stop by anytime during office hours. No appointment needed. Outside of office hours, you can stop by our main office at the Iowa State Research Park, just south of campus.
What phrase is often used by the Papa John Center to inspire students to take that first step into entrepreneurship?
Start something.
Start something.
Start something.
Start something.
Start something.
Oh, I know this one. Start something.
Let us help you start something.
So that's our fun video that we share. We also share bookmarks that we have made up that have the semester's programs, all the dates and everything that's upcoming, and QR codes that students can easily get registered for. So we bring those to the class visits. And then right away after we do these class visits, we do see registrations come through. So that's always rewarding as you're giving the presentation and getting emails that people are registering. And we've also incorporated gamification on campus. So we've done the bingo cards and handed those out during our class visits a couple semesters. And if they get a bingo, diagonal or straight lines and whatnot, they would be entered to winning a gift card. One of our student entrepreneurs created a mini golf course game. So we incorporate that at a lot of our outdoor tabling events and other different games just to get students actively involved and making it fun for them to want to approach us. We do play off of the Papa John name with the pizza and such. So we'll entice them thinking that they're going to get some pizza because they already think we're the pizza people. So if they want to scan our codes there, then they could be entered again to win a pizza party for like 10 of their friends, and that will host that. We've done the money machines where we had a specific fake money piece of paper that if you captured that in there, again, you won some kind of prize and such. And then we also reach all the online classes too. So it's not only just in-person class visits, but we send our video out probably to another 300 classes and ask the faculty to put it up on their Canva page. And again, encouraging with the drawing of gift cards if they watch our video. So different ways of how we try to reach the students. So some old school ways, some new school ways. And one thing that we didn't capture on here too is something that we kind of started these last 2 years. We're doing another old school marketing was our A-frame signs on campus. And we put those by the very flourishing bus stops in the areas that are heavily trafficked on campus. And again, once we get those signs out, we will see the ticks go up on our registrations for whatever event it is that we're highlighting. And again, we strategically do it that we'll start with one that encompasses all of the events for the coming semester, but then we'll go and switch out those signs for the individual events like a week or two prior to build up that registration. And then I think Judy's going to tell us about this video that plays nationwide.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to work from mine. So I'm going to stop sharing and Lindsay will play it. But video is captivating and students pay attention. This particular video that Lindsay will show is one that if you've ever been to an played Iowa State at our football stadium, at our basketball games, or even on TV, the president decided to create this video in 2021, whatever year it was, and they keep playing it over and over again. So it's kind of a fun thing to see us on the big screen when we go to these events.
And you can all see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spirit of innovation radiating from the Iowa State campus. You can feel it flowing through every building and in the hearts and minds of every person who studies and works here. It inspires a culture of creativity and collaboration unlike any other university, which is just one reason Iowa State was honored as the Entrepreneurial University of the Year for the Americas. At Iowa State, the spirit of innovation is in everyone, guiding us to create a brighter future for all. There's a spirit.
See? Okay, I think we're at the end here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, Slide.
Okay, I lost all the visuals, but I think that's the end. We're at 12:38. We're supposed to end at 12:40. This is just a picture of our finals of our college by college pitch off, which again takes place on Monday. But you look across the faces; those are students from all different disciplines across campus.
So
and
we're not seeing your screen, Judy.
Oh, you're not.
That's all right.
Still not? Okay, hold on. Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
We can end because it was just a picture.
It's just amazing stuff you guys are doing.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away. The videos are great. So many great ideas. Took a lot of notes. I'm very, very jealous in so many ways. And I suspect a lot of folks here are probably thinking, I don't have 10 full-time employees and I don't have the president of the university making this a priority. And man, I would love to have a commercial at our football games. But so any advice that you have for somebody who is maybe getting started or kind of has a smaller budget? Is there one or two kind of tips that you think might be a great place to start if you're kind of launching a marketing program? It may be hard since you guys have been doing this a long time, but something that you think might be like the best bang for the buck if you're just getting off the ground.
Students. Use your students. They know the messaging, they are excited about it, and they love to do social media and videos. So I would put students to work, especially those students who have benefited from your programs. They are some of our best spokespeople here on our campus. That's my tidbit.
Yep. Excellent. Well, we do have time for other people to ask questions. You can type those in the chat. I know some people have been commenting in the chat. If you have any other tips or ideas or successful marketing efforts that you've done, please add those in the chat. And it looks like we got a hand up coming out of Boulder, Colorado. Eric Mueller. Eric, you get to ask our first question here. Go for it.
Thanks, Jeff. And thanks, Judy and team. This was amazing. I want to ask a very tactical question. Be super quick to answer. What time of the day have you learned is the best time to host an event to get the most students there?
Well, we do our pitch competitions. We start those at 3 o'clock. So we'll run them 3 to 5 p.m. It's kind of near the end of the day. And we offer them typically on a couple of days. So if students have classes Tuesday, Thursdays, then they're able to attend a Monday, Wednesday type of event and vice versa. So that's kind of the times that we've found most successful for our pitch events, other than the weekend events. And then we'll start that like on a 5 o'clock on a Friday and then run it through Saturday.
And a lot of
So
the
you have fun
tabling,
later.
Eric, yeah, a lot of the tabling is based on what the university is doing. So new student days and club fests and things like that. So those are sort of handed to us, and those vary throughout the day. Some things are over the lunch hour, some are late at night. We try to show up for everything we can because that face-to-face communication is so much better than handing them a flyer or asking them to read an email. A short
Great.
conversation is great, very, very inviting for them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Deb Williams.
Hello,
Hi, Deb.
everybody. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for this presentation. It's better than the last time I saw it. My question is about how you guys connected. I mean, and part of this is probably because of the president, but the registrar giving you all the student emails to put into your MailChimp. Like, how did that happen? Was there I clearly no pushback, but that just seems like a really unique way. And is it sent out from your team, or is it sent out like as on behalf of the university?
Yeah, Judy, can you speak to so when I came in 3 years ago, we already had that access. And so I'm not sure if you can speak to that, Judy, but I can speak to that it does come directly from our email info@isupapajohncenter.com. So they see it coming from us directly.
And it was approved by the president, even the previous presidents. So it's been okay to do that.
Was there ever any, that's like a no-brainer, like reaching all 30,000 students on your campus with one communication, a little bit mind-blowing for me. Was there ever any, like you guys have branding that's cross campus, every college has their own kind of start something branding. How was that initiated? Was that something that you guys came into, or was that, I mean, I know it's part of the president, but was there conversations where that people didn't buy into that whole strategy?
We've never had any complaint or pushback. It's going to students, but Lindsay can probably talk about where our open rate was 3 years ago versus today. And we were getting spam. So we would go to classes. Jean would do her class visits. Have you seen our newsletter? And they go, no, check your spam. And they seem to have fixed that problem. So what's our current open rate, Lindsay? On like Start Something Digest?
Yeah, 70+%.
That's mind-blowing. I mean, that is literally mind-blowing. I can't
It was
even imagine.
to me too. I wasn't expecting that at all. And even speaking to students directly, they were sharing that actually is the best way to reach them. And I don't know, I'm personally overwhelmed by the emails in my inbox. So I was surprised by that. But we fall under the full university marketing umbrella. And so I think that's probably why there's not been any pushback, because we are careful to create elements that look like Iowa State. Yeah. And so I think that is, a huge part of what allows us to do it this way, is that they see that we're playing the game of being a part of the whole university and want to help spread the word about Iowa State as much as the Papa John Center.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with you guys. Thanks for the answers.
I can tell you at my university, we do not get access to all the email addresses. But one workaround that has been helpful for us is to partner with our Career Center. Our Career Center does get to email all students, I think, every week. And every now and then we will ask them to promote something that we do. And we do see an increase in click-through rates. But it is dependent on us, or we see an uptick in registrations and that sort of thing. But it's dependent on us kind of getting them to help us, because our university would not let us email everyone. And I'm not sure how big our MailChimp bill would start to get if we had 30,000 more email addresses, but congrats to you guys for doing that. Mike Hoffmeyer from over in College Park.
Yeah, quick question. So the Start Something initiative is brilliant. We have something here at University of Maryland called the Do Good Initiative that our Do Good Institute promotes. Has really, really strong banding across campus. And this seems like the natural sort of pair to that. Is this a thing that you've considered doing outside of Iowa State? Because I desperately want to steal this phrase from you.
Well, oh, you mean the start something?
Yeah,
I mean,
specifically.
we've been. I mean, I'm looking at Guy from Calgary, right? I know you have a Start Something brand as well. We've been using it for 30 years, and the really funny story is that it was the Papa John Center's brand. But when the president said, "I want the colleges to be connected," she said, "Let's call them all SciStarters." It's like, well, that doesn't work, but Start Something does. So we basically gave that to her to brand. So it's I mean, other people are using it. It just has been logoed here in a way that has really elevated what we do
Got
in a
it.
good
Thank
way.
you.
So a question from the chat is around faculty. Do you have any efforts to market to faculty since they have a lot of influence on the students?
Oops, say that question again.
Yeah, do you work directly with faculty to kind of market to them so that they can be advocates for your programs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm sending out emails to people all the time, within each of the specific colleges. And I have just curated a list of who are people who respond well and are in it with the students who might be interested in our programming. A big thing we touched on was the e-leaders. So there's one individual within each college, generally, maybe there's a few, but who work specifically with entrepreneurship within that college. And those are the faculty that we really target to say, hey, here's what we have coming up. And they'll push students our way as much as also just sharing our materials out to the general population within their college as well. So they're all very receptive to that.
That's great.
They also are very involved in our programs as judges or mentors. And so we have high collaboration across campus, but that's been 30 years of building that with some really, really good people.
I know one thing we found successful is hosting a regular lunch meeting for faculty and staff across the university. And free food goes a long way on campus, not just for students. And just kind of building our community that way and giving people a chance to be a part of your team, even if they're, not directly. So that's a good way to build friendships and partnerships.
We rely on them. So we can't do it from out here all by ourselves. So they're a really important part of that marketing strategy. Allison had a hand up, it looked like.
Yeah, I was just curious, how do you segment that many contacts, and how do you know when to roll contacts off? And do you have it tied to like a CRM? And I'm just confused about the logistics of that many people. And then also just kind of backing on of what you were saying about sending so many emails yourself personally to faculty. Are you sending from your personal email, or are you sending from MailChimp so you can track whether or not they're opening your emails and things? I'm just kind of curious how all that logistically works.
Yeah, that's a good question. We don't currently use a CRM. It's been a conversation, but it's pretty old school what we do, and I do it all by hand. Sending emails out to each of these, groups of people every time that it needs to be done. Thankfully, I have templates saved and things, but it's not maybe the most efficient system, but it works. And I am at events and interacting with faculty and staff so they know me, so they know to receive things or to expect to receive things from me. And so, I've built kind of an individual rapport with people so that they know to expect to receive these things. And like I said, across campus, people just are really receptive to the Papa John Center because they know that comes from the top down, that the president and other leadership cares about what we're doing, and so that they in return also care about what we're doing and are receptive to those emails. But I don't use MailChimp for those ones specifically. So not a huge way of tracking that. Like Jeff mentioned, we have a high MailChimp bill already with touching 30 plus thousand students. And so we just have it coming from my email directly.
So you mentioned a little bit about social media. Do you have any successful or best tips on which platform works best? Are you doing TikToks, Instagrams, all of the above? Do you have a sense on where it's most effective?
We don't do TikTok. I don't think we can at the university, but Instagram is where students respond the best to us. Within stories, I think posting things kind of in real time as things are happening is what we see the greatest response to. But that varies for the different audiences, right? So for our faculty programs like Startup Factory, we are much more present on LinkedIn and sharing things on LinkedIn or Facebook. And so it just kind of varies that way. So always trying new things though, because social media is always changing and it's quite frustrating, frankly, to put in so much effort and not always get a huge return. But we're in it and still doing it. So
It's great. Do you guys have a marketing strategy to alumni? Or do they stay subscribed after they graduate? Do you have different types of messages that you use to reach out to alumni to engage them?
We do our best because they are really important when we do Princeton Review alumni surveys. So it's hard. We ask them, please leave us a forwarding address. We actually partner with our foundation and our registrar for keeping track of alumni as they graduate, and it's hard. But those who are engaged come back. Our alumni engagement and our student accelerator is very, very high. They answer every email. They come back and volunteer. They love to be involved. But 30,000 students, challenging to track alumni.
Yeah. So there's a question in the chat about engineering. If anybody has a suggestion on what messages work to get engineering students engaged, you can either shout it out or answer the chat there.
Problem solving. We designed our entrepreneurship minor flyer, and it was the same group of people, and they all had different words for how to connect with their students. You can use entrepreneurship in the business college. Engineers wanted to hear problem solving. Design students wanted to hear creativity. Ag was about risk taking, value creation. So it was really interesting, but the engineering students, they're all about problem solving, and that really resonates well with them.
Nice. Excellent. Well, we're towards the end of our time here. I want to thank our wonderful friends at Iowa State Pappajohn Center, Judy and your team, Lindsay and everybody else. Gene, thank you so much for the great work that you're doing and for sharing that with our GCEC community. Once again, I want to encourage everyone to stay connected through our, we've got another LinkedIn webinar. GCEC webinar coming up next month. And of course, our conference in Sao Paulo and in Florida State and all kinds of just great stuff going on with GCEC. So thanks, everybody. Great marketing work. Look forward to, somebody did ask, can we all subscribe to your newsletter? Can we do that by going to your website, or how do we start receiving this?
yes, you can, and maybe I can share that out with everyone at the end here.
All right. Yeah. Put a link in the chat.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks again, everybody. We will officially,
Good to see so many familiar faces.
We'll stop the recording, but Katie, if we can leave the room open for a couple of minutes if anybody wants to stick around.